HeadSpace Radio with another video. Welcome once again. We're here to talk about Jimmy Kimmel, and we're also here to talk about Ghostface Killah's son dropping a diss to Ghostface. All right, but we're going to talk about Jimmy Kimmel first. All right, hear me out. So, for those who don't know, Jimmy Kimmel, late night host, he used to host the Man Show way back when, before he did Kimmel back in 2003, I believe. Or it was 2003, I think he did. And ever since then, he brought on hosts like Snoop Dogg, he brought on people like Matt Damon, Ben Affleck, Silverman, used to date her, and, all types of other celebrities, also politicians like George Bush and so on and so forth, right? The thing about this is that he just simply played a video and said, this is how the president mourns his friend Charlie Kirk. Something like that, essentially. Around the same lines like that. And he shows a video, and Donald Trump is talking about that for like 2 seconds and talks about, I believe, the Rose Garden or the ball that they haven't got right in the White House. And I'm like, damn it, bro. Like, like, he ain't wrong. Kimmel ain't wrong. Mind you, I don't watch Kimmel. I used to watch that show like all the time, but not anymore. And it's insane that this is what got him canceled. You know what I mean? And it's really sad if you really think about it. Him and Stephen Colbert both got shafted, in a roundabout way. I gotta kind of look up Stephen Colbert's situation a little bit more. But you canceling late night hosts, and then you're saying it's because of ratings. And although Kimmel is far left or very left or just left, whatever the hell you want to say it, it doesn't justify, whether your politics are, whether you're conservative or liberal, this doesn't justify you going after his show. The whole point was freedom of speech, and he's a comedian, a late night comedian, you know what I mean? So it's just like, what are you doing? Like, this shows me that you have thin skin and you work under the guise of ABC, Disney, right? This is crazy. This is really insane, because now those people that are super duper conservatives that support Donald J. Trump, President Trump, you have a lot of explaining to do, because I thought the other side of the aisle, the far left, the guys that have the purple hair, the dudes that don't know if they're dudes or not, the guys that are screaming, that are, you can put 100 men versus a caterpillar and the caterpillar would win, dumb people. I thought they were supposed to come after your freedom of speech. I thought they were supposed to come after your freedom of religion. I thought they were supposed to come after a lot of these things. In fact, it turns out that it was you, and I think that this is going to be controversial. I think a lot of us, well, not me, I didn't vote for the guy. A lot of you got to apologize to a Kamala Harris, because she called it for what it was. A Joe Biden called it out for what it was. A Michelle Obama, she called it out for what it was. And a Barack Hussein Obama, former president, called it out for what it was. And people thinking that you voted for Trump, thinking that you were going to get a little bit more of the same from last administration with Trump. He literally got rid of the checks and balances and hired all of his cronies. You know what I mean? Like, you got Linda McMahon. Now, I love wrestling. You know what I mean? I was Attitude Era all the way. For those, that's an era of wrestling, people that don't watch wrestling or don't know what I'm talking about. And I kind of left around the Ruthless Aggression era, but then came back and then kind of appreciate the Ruthless Aggression era. Needless to say, respectfully, I know she's been in politics locally, but I think she's kind of out of her depth. You know what I'm saying? I also think that this is just a complete mess. What I do is I try my best not to be in an echo chamber, and I try to pay attention to what the liberals are saying and what the conservatives are saying. And it is ironically, it's funny as hell because the more they say they're not like the other people, the other side, they are more like each other in more ways than one. Like if you're far left or far right, the way you argue, the way you talk, them pointing at these guys saying they're fascists, these guys pointing at those guys saying they're fascists. It's literally like being in the household of a marriage that needs to be divorced. Like that's what it is. These guys are crazy. They're both crazy. They're both crazy. And if you heard them have their talking points, it's literally damn near the same thing. Just the context of what they're saying is a little bit off, right? They might talk about gay rights or trans rights, and these guys might just talk about, I just need to have my gun. You know, it's weird. It's weird. It's weird. All right, so back to what I was saying. Just went on my little tangent. But yeah, so the rumor is not legitimized or hasn't been proven, but Jimmy Kimmel suing for $1 billion for wrongful termination. And listen, I'm not going to lie to you. I hope this man gets his money. And if he settles, they'll probably do the whole settling with an undisclosed amount. But at the end of the day, this is not good. You have to understand, whether you're a Republican or a Democrat, freedom of speech needs to be there. I spoke about Charlie Kirk in my previous video. Thank you all for watching that. You know, obviously that's a hot trend, you know, mentioning a guy that passed away. You know, it's messed up, but, you know, gotta speak on it. I didn't like majority of the shit that guy said. You know what I'm saying? Out of the things I agreed with that guy, maybe like 3%. Maybe 3% of the things I'm like, oh, okay, this guy has a point here. You know what I mean? But then other than that, it's just like, what are we talking about? The same with Kimmel. Like, you know, his politics, not really a fan of it to a degree. But I feel like if I were to be in the same room with Kimmel, I feel like there wouldn't be any problems. As long as I don't mention anything crazy. I don't know. Or he doesn't mention anything crazy. But, yo, this is insane, man. Like, y'all gotta understand, this is nuts. Like, you kicking this man off his show because of what he pointed out, you know. Hold on, let me see what this man has said. I want to make sure I got everything right here. Okay, so it says that Donald Trump has been very vocal about the situation. He praised ABC's decision of Jimmy Kimmel Live, calling it great news for America. This is crazy. He claimed that Kimmel was essentially fired for lack of talent. Come on, hold on, pause. Listen, Hollywood has a lack of talent issue, definitely. I don't like a lot of the Kimmel stuff that he's doing, but Kimmel's a talented dude. I'm not going to take away from who he is or what he does. You know what I'm saying? So he says because of lack of talent and low ratings rather than purely for content. Okay, this is crazy. And then Trump also said that Kimmel said a horrible thing about Charlie Kirk and criticized him for it. I don't know if he said anything previously before he was dead. And here's the thing, guys. Charlie Kirk, if I'm right, has done a lot of horrible things to people that have passed away, just or unjust. You know, unarmed black kids, people with, you know, a knee to the damn neck, started challenges of people that have died, made light of people's death. So I'm not saying go out and celebrate a man's death. You know, I don't know. Maybe I'm saying when they go low, you go high. But at the same time, I can't get mad. Well, I can get mad. I said I'm disappointed in certain people, but at the same time, I can't. You know, you can't do things to certain people or a certain group of people and then tell them how they're supposed to react. You know, that's kind of crazy. I can't spit in your face and say, you can't pull out you can't beat me up after that. That's crazy. Like, who am I to control the narrative in a situation 100%? Like, the moment I affect you in a certain way, then, depending on a crazy world we live in, people are going to act a certain way. You know what I'm saying? And I'm kind of rambling, talking about several different things at once, but they're all connected. I didn't want this to be like the Charlie Kirk weekend show where I'm talking about this guy. I don't want to like talk about this guy a lot, man. Jeez, this is crazy. But yeah, let me go back to what I said before. Let me reread this. Trump also said that Kimmel said a horrible thing. Well, let me try to do a horrible thing. That was I can't do Trump's voice about Charlie Kirk and criticizing him for it. Okay. He suggested more broadly that networks which produce overwhelmingly negative coverage of him should possibly lose their license. Holy shit. Yo, this is crazy. Yo, oh my God. Yo, this is fucking crazy. Yo, what do you lose your license? So you gotta kiss this man's ass? Yo, this is wild. Yo, this guy is a nut. Yo, shout out to Trump, man. You a nut for this. Here's the thing. Mind you, this was like let's say President Kamala Harris, President Obama, President Biden, Bush, or any of these other people in the past. Let's say President Reagan, let's say. Any of these guys. If you read that, right? That last thing I just said. Let me reread this again. He suggested more broadly that networks which produce overwhelmingly negative coverage of him should possibly lose their licenses. If it was anyone else, you would have to verify if that was legit. It's one of those things where it's like, yo, this is what he said. And you're like, yeah, I believe it. So if he didn't say this is fucked up. But this is kind of the realm of who he is. I'm not trying to be an asshole here. Like, come on, guys. We got to be real here. And I had a conversation with one of my people about the Trump Kamala Harris thing. And I know I'm here to talk about Kimmel and then Ghostface Killah. I know two different videos that should be. I'm just gonna put them together, man. It's been a busy week. Sorry, guys. But I was just saying, it's just like you have to, and I'm not trying to disrespect Kamala Harris here. You have to be very unpopular for a guy like this to win the presidency. I think was it Mark Shapiro that people were thinking that was gonna win, or he should have ran and he would have won. And then you got people saying Trump can't win against men. And I'm like, okay, relax. I guess that's true. Shit. But, yeah, we can get into the whole Trump stuff later. I'll make a video about that. Not anytime soon. Maybe give it like 2 weeks or something. I don't know. But, yeah, this is insane. I'm not going to lie to you guys, man. Like, Stephen Colbert wanted to do something similar. A little, not so much, but yeah, man. Listen, the $1 billion number is not confirmed, but we'll see. I hope Kimmel gets out of this, man. I hope he gets his money, and I hope him and Guillermo and his people and his band, they thrive on like YouTube, or they thrive on a different platform, and they kill it, in their way, like that's. you kind of have to have a difference of opinions and have people out there speaking their mind, whether, it's pro your belief or against your belief. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, Kimmel does his job. People like watching his show. I used to love watching his show, and I'll be honest with you, one of the reasons why I don't watch his show no more is because I don't live at home no more, my parents' house, and I don't need to like go on the TV box and watch Kimmel live. It's on YouTube. Like I don't gotta watch the whole damn show on TiVo, record it. No, bro, I see the clips on YouTube, and even then I don't watch them anymore unless he's doing like a Ben Affleck, Matt Damon skit. So, yeah, that's pretty much it with Kimmel. I mean, I want to bring the Stephen Colbert thing, but I got to do a little bit more info on that. So give me 1 second here. All right, so the second part of this, I'm gonna try to be as understanding. So I love rap. I love hip hop. Hip hop has been a part of my life for a long time, right? I like a lot of the underground stuff, the cannabis, Capone and Noriega, CNN, that stuff like that, Mortal Technique. People like that, and of course I like DMX, I like Jay-Z, the Blueprint, the Black Album, stuff like that. I listen to Kendrick here and there. Mad love for Drake. He's more well rounded. But listen, so Wu-Tang Clan, they're rap pioneers. They've been doing this forever, and all the members of the Wu-Tang Clan. So all the members of the Wu-Tang Clan. Let me try to do this. Okay, there's RZA, GZA, Inspector Deck, Ghostface Killah, Method Man. You God, we adding you God to this. Raekwon, Ghostface Killah. I think that I include ODB. This is the thing, man. It's like a test. All right, hold on. Let me look this up. Are we hold on? Are we counting Capadonna in this? Because they got like other people they throw in there every once in a while. But like, hold on. Okay. RZA. Okay. GZA. Yeah. Old Dirty Bastard. I think I said that. I know I mentioned Method Man. I might not have mentioned. Oh my God, Method Man doing his thing right now. He's acting amazing. Good for him. Raekwon. I think I didn't mention Raekwon. Ghostface. Okay. Inspector Deck. There we go. I didn't say you got. Did I? I don't know. And they have Mr. Killer. I don't know about. Okay, and then Capadonna. Okay, all right, whatever. So, out of all the members of the Wu-Tang, Ghostface Killah, Dennis Coles has a son. And, his son, I don't like talking about people's kids, but, this is kind of public now. He is gay, and he's mentioned his son being gay on, podcasts and hip hop interviews every once in a while here and there. I think he disowned this kid. It's kind of crazy, you got reggae artists that disown their kids for being gay too. Honest to God, I don't know how I'd act. I love my kid. If I had a son, that's tough, to be honest with you. I don't know. I have to be honest. I'm just being honest. You know what I mean? Being outside of being a parent and saying it is different from being a parent and saying you don't know what you're going to do, right? And then watching them grow up and then them develop to being who they are, their own individual, is a completely different thing from then sitting on the sidelines and not having a child. So I'm honestly telling you, I don't know. You know what I mean? I hope that I make the right decisions. I hope that look at me making this about myself. Out here trying to cancel myself here. I don't know. Like, honest to God, I don't know. I'm a little freaked out and scared, man. Like, I think I'm allowed to say that, but shit, like, fuck, man. It's tough. It's a tough situation. I don't know how I'd handle it. That's my answer. But needless to say, he's been saying all that stuff. I think he goes under the rap name. Let me look this up. Sun God. Okay. And what's the track called? Because I heard the track. I'll be honest with you, I did not listen to the whole thing. I listened to a snippet of it on Instagram. And I'm like, what the fuck is this? I'm like, oh, okay. Okay, so the song is called Infinite Coals, where he addresses the issues with his father. And I'm not going to lie, listen, there's a lot of industry plants out there And this, surprisingly, this guy right here, Sun God, we're going to refer to Ghostface Killah's son as Sun God, got his talent from Ghostface. Like the rhyming and everything is like, yo, it's impeccable. It's impeccable. It's really amazing. Like, person can rap. You know what I mean? Like, here's the thing. I think this might have legs. And I was talking to someone else about this. I'm like, listen, if Ghostface Killah's son couldn't rap and was just shocking value, they try to push it. And it'd probably just fade away a bit, right? But this person can rap. And not only that, has a different style. Now, I'm not, the feminization of men. This is something that he did himself because that's the lifestyle that he lives, I assume. And, is proud of it. So I can't knock someone for being in their truth. You know what I'm saying? Me, it ain't my cup of tea, but I rock with the lyrics. At the end of the day, I like lyrics. So I heard this. I'm like, oh shoot. It was crazy because I'm like, yo, I thought Ghostface could have jumped on this. And like, I'm like, someone's got to hop on this. Like, they going to do like a cypher. I'm like, this is me. I'm like, yo, dummy, he's dissing his father. Yo, oh my God, man, this is crazy. Oh no, but like, yo, he dressed up in his attire. He got like a weave in or something like that, long hair and shit. Got the outfit on, like, woman attire in a sense, and very, very, standing out from different tracks that other people put out. And I don't know. I'd say that we need to hear more from this person, Sun God, or maybe people don't want to hear more from Sun God. The reason why I'm bringing this up, it's more so, what do we do? Like, I'm not saying what do we do, but like, there's this thing, right? This whole negative narrative amongst people that have against gay people, right? They automatically assume that, like, if you're gay, you're a pedophile, or if you're gay, you're, whatever the case is, right? All those negative things that they push and talk about gay people about, right? I think that's false. The content of the context of the content of a person's character. Just let me butcher Martin Luther King's the content of a person's character than what they look. You know what I mean? I'm more for the character of a person than, based on their appearance. But at the same time, let's be real here. We are visual people. We are human beings. We're visual. If I put on a hockey mask, look like Jason Voorhees walking down the street, people gonna look at me funny. Versus to where I won't wear a mask and just walk down the street. You know what I'm saying? So that's just what it is. We can't just deny that and say that it's not a problem here, right? And I'm not here to knock someone's lifestyle choices. I'm just saying that's just what it is. And reason why I say this is that there are people that are gay that reinforce stereotypes about gay people that are in the industry. And I think that's kind of fucked up because there are people that legitimately are fighting and risking their lives within that community that are trying to make sure that, that they are looked at as people too. So you got like Lil Nas X, right? I think he's a talented dude. Old Town Road or Old Town Country, whatever the hell it's called. I think that was a good song. It was funny because first time I heard that song, I was at my old job, and this one guy, I'm not gonna mention his name, he's from Jamaica, right? He listens to the song, loves the song, and then found out that Lil Nas X is gay, and then he, as any stereotypical Jamaican, I'm not trying to reinforce stereotypes here, but this is the stereotype here that Jamaicans found out that he was gay and just hated the song after that. Like, yo, yeah, he's probably talking about something else that he's writing. I'm like, oh, chill, bro. Like, you going too far into this, man. But needless to say, like, Lil Nas X, bro, sliding down a stripper pole and giving Satan a lap dance. What the hell is that, man? You know what I mean? Like, what the hell is that? Like, come on, bro. And then you got Sam Smith, very talented brother, very talented dude. He's not a brother, but like he's very talented. This man just came out singing. Knew dude was gay. It's whatever. I don't give a shit, bro. But now I'm finding out this guy is just, his concerts aren't appropriate for children. Like he's got like women's lingerie on. He's dancing. There's like all types of devils and stuff. I'm like, why do people do this? Hey, you being provocative? Why do you need to do this? Like this is hacky. This is hacky behavior. Like this is for people that can't really sing, and then they do things to kind of like keep their 15 minutes of fame going. But you guys are talented, and it's like you guys are doing things that people that aren't talented are doing. And it bothers me. It's like, why are you doing this? You know what I mean? Like, is this more detrimental to you and your lifestyle than it is for your career? Like, to uplift your career? Like, what are we doing here? So I don't know. I just put that out there. Like, Elton John's the OG. Not that I know of. I don't think he did anything risky or provocative in a sense. I might be wrong. Any of the older heads that listen to my stuff, let me know and comment. But yo, the point I'm making about this is that if you're talented and have an alternate lifestyle, whether you're a part of a harem of women or you like dudes or whatever the case is, your lifestyle is, if you can do what it is that you do, whether it's on the big screen, whether it's in wax, whether it's singing or whatever the case is, like people go rock with you. You know what I'm saying? Because you become undeniable. But when you do all this extra shit, people will be like, all right, bro, like, get this weirdo out of here. That's what people, this ain't my words. These are like, this is just weird shit to me. But honestly, man, let me know what y'all think in the comment section, man. Maybe I'll cross the line. At the end of the day, I don't wish anyone of any lifestyle ill will. Be you, love who you love, respect who you respect everyone at the end of the day. This is Slater, man. Peace out and have a good day. Stay safe.